But Ohio, that's right, you guys, Ohio's earliest cannabis sales drew crowds from across the state. But some have sticker shock, and it's not just from buying tents and getting shorted with Ace. But nonetheless, for Brian Wingfield, the wee hours of Tuesday morning felt reminiscent of late December, even though it was already 75 degrees Fahrenheit at 4 a.m. in Columbus. In a quote, I kind of felt like a kid on Christmas morning who got up before his parents did. Knows he can't get out of bed yet, and he's still just sitting there waiting for the appropriate time to get up, Wingsfield said in an interview. You know, that makes me think of the old school J.C. Penney's commercials where the lady was like tapping on the windows, open, 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 open. I can imagine that. But says he owns 3 medical marijuana dispensaries, and Ohio Cannabis Co. was among the 98 dispensaries statewide to get an adult use certificates of operation to sell both medical and adult use to consumers who are 21 and over. The Division of Cannabis Control, the agency overseeing the adult use program, started notifying dispensaries on Friday of their operational certificates that the final puzzle piece most were waiting on. But before Friday, only cultivators, processors, and labs had the certificates, and days later, sales commenced Tuesday statewide. Just off Interstate 75 in Pacoia, some Ohio Cannabis Co.'s earliest non-medical customers were met with a short line outside and a crowd waiting room inside, where most browsed and print out product packets as others were ushered through the double-door hallways to buy. Under the summer sun, at times, a line of cars waiting for online orders in the drive-through queue sneaked around the black-brown building. And Todd Toner, 47, and his son Sean, 24, took a break from drywall installation, their family's business, and made the short drive from Sydney. In a quote, by the time we got there, there was already a line and everything, Sean said in an interview in the parking lot after buying inside. It was damn near packed already, he says. His father said he didn't balk at the costs of their individual hauls, which included flour and edibles concealed in black plastic bags. In a quote says, I didn't make special trips up to Michigan, but I know people who have, Toner said in an interview. An additional quote says, it's been up there so long that they've gotten so many dispensaries, they kind of flooded the market. And then they had to get competitive, and their prices came down. He's holding out that Ohio will follow that trend. Ozia Sharp, on the other hand, let his medical card lapse prior to adult use sales, but is now reconsidering. In a quote says, I'm going to do the math on it, Sharp said in an interview. The soon-to-be 29-year-old said non-medical prices were a put-off, and he bought one THC cartridge and, in quote, says, I didn't go crazy today. It wasn't like a kid in a candy store, Sharp said. Products are coming in at a higher cost, Wingfield said, because of concerns about shortages. Even those may be 2 or 3 months down the line. It will take time for growers to get their footing in the non-medical environment, which is much wider than it was before. And an additional quote says, and then we'll see the prices kind of drift back down, Wingfield said. As someone who's on both sides of the counter, I'd like to see the prices come down too, he says. He believes those shortages will be most acute among plant products rather than processed products like cartridges and oils, he states. And despite the price, Sharp said he's thrilled that Ohio legalized adult use growth, use, and sale. And in a quote says, I think that for me and for a lot of people, it just allows us a safe way to work through our conditions, he said. Just being able to go in, and even if you have to pay a little more to get it, it's a big deal. That's life-saving, he says. Well, congratulations on Ohio on your first day of adult use sales. We definitely want to congratulate you on your progress and whatnot. But it sounds like there may be some buyer's remorse, and maybe there may be more people after they go into these Ohio stores that want to just flee to Michigan to buy their tree. And I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this.
I've never gone out of state, but I've heard some people who have. Yeah. Okay, asking for a friend. I got you. Mm-hmm. I think it's interesting. I mean, they're short amounts, high prices. I love that they're worried about they're not going to have enough supply. Maybe it's because you guys didn't roll out enough adult use stores at one time. I don't know. Maybe it's It's interesting. So, or maybe you're just trying to throw some pack some profits in for some greedy retailers to begin with.
Well, my thought about this is I would worry about selling all that product and making sure that it doesn't go bad, and let's just blow it all out. And if we run out of product, let's worry about that then.
How much more expensive was the what is the premium of adult use over medical? Because most of these shops that had just opened, they were all medical right before, right?
Yeah, they were all medical. The article doesn't reference what the price increase was, but to my understanding, there is a difference in the pricing from medical versus adult use, and it may not be a actual pricing. It may just be actual taxes that you actually pay.
It's probably both. I'm sure the supply on there, like, I'm sure there's a tax, like an excise tax or some type of other tax on it that's bumping up the retail price.
Yeah,
but also we see this in every single market when they go rec, though, right? It's the thing that amazes me is how many new states have opened up an adult use market and not paid attention to lessons from every other state. Every time they roll out, there's a shortage on adult use flower supply. Every single time.
There wasn't a shortage in California.
There's a few exceptions to the rule, but just about everywhere else, starting with Colorado, especially when they do medical to recreational, they just don't time it right, where they license enough cultivation 6 months before retail is allowed to open, or 3 months before retail is allowed to open, however they want to do it. But there seems to still be this lack of planning on that. But hey, congrats Ohio. I'm actually excited. I'm going to be out there next week for a family gathering. So if anybody has any good recommendations for Cleveland area dispensaries, let me know. Drop it in the chat.
Man, you're going to go.
I think Air's out there. They're good people.
You're gonna go buy some tents.
It was crazy,
huh?
man. It looked like a sneaker drop. It had people camping out overnight and shit. There's not much else to do outside of football season in Ohio.
Yeah.
And
strip clubs. Remember we talked about it.
We love strip clubs.
Chris Brady in the chat is saying $2.55 for a half ounce in Ohio, which is
that's pretty damn pricey.
That's expensive. Man,
that's expensive.
For a half,
I could get way cheaper THCA down at the smoke shop in my neighborhood.
My question to Chris is that pre-tax or is that out the door?
Oh God, I better be out the door.
Even if it's out the door, it's
hold on, slow down. Is that for indoor or is that mixed light? Is that greenhouse? Like what's the actual quality of the flower also?
Well,
if it's indoor,
in Ohio,
if it's indoor and it's truly spectacular and amazing, I don't think it's that astronomical of a price. But I don't think that that's for indoor weed.
You would have to club me over my fucking head to get me to spend almost $300 for a half ounce of flour. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I know people that still pay $400 an ounce.
It must.
That's good.
It must.
Their friends don't like them.
You're gonna charge me $2.55 for a half ounce. You gotta wine me and dine me before you do me like that.
Right, that one should give you a tug too. Absolutely.
So by dining, do you mean like pop you with an edible with a gummy or something, or do you mean like actually?
Nah, please don't. My metabolism is too fast for that. That's gonna be more like roofies than anything.
Oh man. Oh,
GHB
boy.
for the win.
Yeah, right. Oh man. Well, nonetheless, congratulations, Ohio. Dale, you have any thoughts on this?
Well, the opening enthusiasm here will be tempered as time goes on, because they're going to fuck this up like every place else did in one way or another. And we'll just see where their problems lie. You're right. The product amounts coming into the dispensaries is going to be a problem, because the lag, people don't want to wait. We'll come back in 3 months. Yeah, fuck, you'll go in the corner and buy it from my friend. Okay.
Yep.
That's the problem we face. And they still seem to be taking baby steps, which, I understand the other side doesn't want this to happen, so they give up only a little bit, but people are going to crash and burn as they try to figure out how to tightly control this, rather than put the green light on and let people do it, because the black market or the trap shop is right around the corner, and they're your competition. And if you can't get these legislators to understand that, then we're going to continue to see troubled industry circling the drain every place it goes.
Yep.
You know what, Jason? I have a theory.
Okay, here we go.
For the pricing here. Remember, we can go back to the fact that the lawmakers got pressured into pushing forward legislation the way the people wanted it, because they were threatened by Michigan beating them, right?
Oh yeah, because the Ohio Michigan game.
Yeah. Michigan beat their ass in the Big Ten. They beat their ass again and ended up being national champions. And they're all butthurt about the football season. And then Michigan recently, follow me here, stay with me here. Michigan recently claiming the throne for the top, for being the king of sales right now.
That's based off products. That's based off products.
I think Ohio's going for the throne when it comes to money coming in from cannabis sales, and that's why the prices are so high. They're just trying to boost their numbers.
Well, you think to that thing, you think Ohio is going to be more profitable than Missouri? Because I think Missouri's the best market.
I think he just wanted to talk about Michigan winning football game.
Well, in all fairness, it's a perfect example, and it just ties cannabis into football all over again with the whole Ohio-Michigan debacle.
Right?
And
I want to tell the regulators in Ohio that y'all are losing to Michigan again right now because their regulatory framework is far superior and they have way more licenses issued and cannabis is way more accessible. So once again, y'all getting your ass kicked. Go Big Blue.
Michigan's going for volume. And maybe Ohio, this is craft cannabis at its best.
All right.
Well, we all get to win because it's fall. Saturdays in the fall.
All right.
So Ohio cannabis, people buy Cristal for $250 a fucking bottle when it's trash. It's all about the marketing, and maybe that's what Ohio's going for right here. They're trying to be the creme de la creme of the Midwest. I don't know.
Can you post this picture? I just texted you a picture. If you can get it up. So
what is this, some Ohio weed?
This is some Ohio weed. This is what Chris Brady is referencing. He sent me a picture. It's from Italian Herbs.
This is the $255 half ounce. Did we ever get an answer? Is that out the door?
Hold on. I do not believe that it's out the door because it is advertised as $255 for 14.15 grams. Okay. In here, and the THC level is 36.4%, CBD 0.09%.
They lie.
And it's a hybrid, it's saying, but it does not distinguish if it is indoor or outdoor or greenhouse. Maybe by the picture, it might be some indoor, but it doesn't look like it's crazy fire. It may look like it may be like decent weed.
Jason, you get some Wagyu. You saw your super chat, right?
Hold on, we're getting there, Jenny. We're getting there. Just give it a second. I want him to see this see this picture, but because how this is like from online purchase, like you can like pre-order or whatnot. Sohum, I'm willing to bet that this is $255 is the pre-tax total.
That's absurd. Also, for $255, you're damn right. You better not short me on that 0.15 grams.
Right, but how many people are going to go and have 100 scale?
That's their scale variants. That's their scale variants.
The scale variants. Oh, man, we didn't even talk about that. That's such a great point, too, Jenny Beth. Oh, man. Man, you were so right. There we go. Now that picture's up so everybody, everyone can see this. There we go. First class funk. $255 a half ounce in Ohio. I'm surprised they let him sell half ounces in Ohio, and thank you to Chris Brady for sending us over that. And also a big thank you to the C Word with a big old super chat who says, if any of y'all have checked out my music, which I encourage you all to
Okay.
He says,
send a link.
You won't be surprised to hear that today's initial broadcast of the show was music to my ears. Yes. Thank you for trolling us with our technical difficulties. We do appreciate you very much, the C Word.